Hey everybody, it's Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a terrific Sunday and that your weekend has been fabulous. So today we're talking about a whole lot of stuff. We're talking about the Digitex Futures exchange that has been announced. We're talking about Matrix AI Network, Opacity, aka the new rebranded Oyster Pearl. We're talking about all kinds of beef between Ethereum and Tron, i.e. Vitalik Buterin versus Justin Sun. There's always more Twitter drama to report on that subject and a lot of crossfire. We're also going to look at a case that's being made for a very, very optimistic outlook on the price of Bitcoin after a year-plus long bear market that's been, let's be honest, a little bit discouraging. But looking ahead, things actually seem to be quite bright, so we'll give you one analyst's interpretation. Let's begin here on this piece with EthereumWorldNews.com to set the stage for some of this drama between Ethereum and Tron. Vitalik Buterin compares Bitcoin and Ethereum. A Bitcoin is like a calculator, but Ethereum is like a smartphone. As we all know, Ethereum is a second generation blockchain, and in an interview for Business Insider, Vitalik Buterin, who's the mastermind behind Ethereum, explained that he was initially quite involved in the Bitcoin community. But he later realized that Bitcoin could evolve. He began to study the possibility to expand the capabilities of Bitcoin, but eventually decided to take it one step further, developing a new, more efficient blockchain. The evolution that began with the Ethereum project opened a framework of options for users in the same way that smartphones changed the way society behaves. And a direct quote here from Vitalik: soon after dropping out of university, I started to realize that there were a lot more interesting things that you could do with blockchain than just a single peer-to-peer currency. And it was something that other people were starting to recognize at the same time. I came up with the idea behind Ethereum, this idea that blockchain was a built-in programming language, as kind of what I thought was the simplest and most logical way to actually build a platform that can be used for many more kinds of applications. And he also said the following, quote, think of the difference between something like a pocket calculator and a smartphone, where a pocket calculator does one thing, and it does one thing well, but really people want to do all these other things. And if you have a smartphone, then you have a pocket calculator as an app. You have a music player as an app, and you have a web browser as an app, and pretty much everything else. So basically taking that same kind of idea of increasing the power of the system by making it more general purpose and applying it to blockchains. Seems like a pretty good idea to me, and a case potentially for the flippening. If you want to take a look at Vitalik's extended interview here, again, this is courtesy of Business Insider. We'll link to this video below. Vitalik Buterin on creating one of the world's largest cryptocurrencies. And if you're interested in diving a little deeper into this particular topic, we have a great article from Deepika here on altcoinbuzz.io. How is Ethereum's blockchain different from Bitcoin's blockchain? So some of the key and very technical differences between Bitcoin and Ethereum are as follows. First of all, programming language. Bitcoin is stack-based, whereas Ethereum is based on turning complete. Block time. Ethereum transactions are confirmed within seconds, about 12 to 14 seconds, as compared to minutes, about 2 to 10 minutes with Bitcoin. Bitcoin uses a secure hash algorithm, SHA-256, while Ethereum uses ETH hash. Block limit. Bitcoin blockchain has a block limit of 1 megabyte, which means the number of transactions that fit into a single block cannot exceed 1 megabyte. However, the Ethereum blockchain does not have a block limit. Miners decide the number of transactions that are put into a block. So if you want to read more about some of the differences and some of the strengths, the pros and cons that both Bitcoin and Ethereum have to offer, you can take a look at Deepika's article here in its full length. There's a lot of great information here. Moving on to some of the drama now between Vitalik Buterin and Justin Sun. Round number, we've lost count at this point, article here by Chris. Justin Sun and Vitalik Buterin are at it once again. Sun tweets that Vitalik is obsessed with BitTorrent. Is this actually the case? Is it blown out of proportion? Does it even matter? So Justin Sun seems to be trying to create some hype by tweeting that Vitalik is obsessed with BitTorrent, when if you listen to the conversation, Vitalik was just comparing how cloud sharing works on a decentralized network compared to how money works on a decentralized network. So here's a tweet by Justin Sun from just recently. At 32 seconds, ha 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 ha, why is he so obsessed with BitTorrent? I don't understand. So really taking a jab there. This was also treated by Tron Decentralized Applications. Vitalik Buterin talks about Tron's BitTorrent, and Justin Sun asks why he is so obsessed with it. Vitalik was not long in responding. He said that interview is from August of 2017. Tron acquired BitTorrent in July 2018. My praise for BitTorrent had nothing to do with Tron. This is like implying that because I like avocados, I approve of everyone who has ever bought an avocado. I'm on Vitalik's side in this particular debate. I don't like to really weigh in on some of these silly exchanges, but to single him out on the basis of trying to score political points, trying to better position yourself against your competition, I mean, that was a really childish jab. So I think Vitalik had a perfect and very civil response here that makes him look pretty good. Not going to spend too much more time on this feud, but if you want to check it out, you can read Chris's article in full and catch up on some of the other exchanges that are littered throughout the Twitter sphere. Here we have some pretty good news courtesy of EthereumWorldNews.com. Again, this is just one analyst's opinion, but nevertheless, we will highlight it. Crypto boomed 4 times already. Bitcoin rally seems inevitable, according to one individual. The suggestion here is that Bitcoin could reach a figure of $336,000 per coin eventually. So this prediction is courtesy of a Twitter crypto personality, Scarface. They recently pointed out that this is not exactly the first time Bitcoin fell dramatically, nor is it the first time that the general public banged the quote, Bitcoin is dead drum. There have been a minimum of 4 Bitcoin crashes in which Bitcoin rallied parabolically before the drastic drawdown. The move from $20,000 to $3,150 was just the most recent cycle. So here's the tweet itself from March 2nd, the inevitability. Quote, the 4 most dangerous words in investing are, this time it's different. Follow market trends and history. Don't speculate that this particular time will be any different. That's a quote by Sir John Templeton. And then Scarface had the following to say in response to his own tweet. Each time Bitcoin has crashed 70% or more, the following cycle peak has been 5.1 to 16.89 times higher than the previous, implying there that if Bitcoin crashed from a price of roughly 20,000, the next peak would be 5.1 to 16.9 times higher. If that happens again, then the next all-time high will be roughly $102,000 to $336,000. Roll the dice and take the risk. Buy Bitcoin. I think that's an interesting take. That's not something that we're going to promote with certainty. Obviously, this is very speculative. Take it with a grain of salt, but it's an interesting perspective to see that these cycles do exist throughout history and that this is hardly the first time that we've seen this kind of retracement. In fact, as we've repeated many times on this channel, this isn't even the most violent retracement that we've seen in the history of Bitcoin in terms of percentage loss. So make of that what you will. I think it's a very astute observation. I hope that he's correct. So in other quick news now, we're on nulltx.com. Digitex Futures price rises following exchange launch announcement. This news from March 2nd. The big news of this week is how the Digitex Treasury token sale has begun. This also coincides with the announcement of launching the Digitex Futures exchange, which will go live on the 30th of April. Many people have high expectations regarding this new platform, although it remains to be seen if the developers can deliver. Launching a new exchange will always attract some attention. Here's a tweet from @Digitex Futures. The Digitex Treasury token sale starts today. A fast and easy way to buy DGTX before public launch on the 30th of April. We also have some exciting news about our software development partners. Stay tuned for a special Ask Me Anything with Keith Waring on Monday, 3:30 CET. That tweet from March 1st, just a couple of days ago. Follow the link on that tweet and it brings you here, digitexfutures.com. Digitex Futures Exchange is ready to launch on the 30th of April. This is it, the date you've all been waiting for. Digitex Futures is officially ready to launch to the public on the 30th of April, and we couldn't be more excited. In a matter of weeks, we will be opening the doors to welcome you all to the Digitex Futures Exchange. Read more on this page about what to expect from the launch, about the developers, which apparently are the best in the industry. You can also read about the Digitex Treasury token sale, which is now open, and their plans for the future. According to them, this is just the beginning. More altcoin updates for you here. Tweet by Brad Lowry. Great stuff. These are the moments that count. This is your real start to apply your blockchain in the real world. Congrats at Matrix AI Network, MAN. Now to see how you develop and grow in 2019. This is referencing the launch of the Matrix mainnet. So at Matrix AI Network here, welcoming us to the Matrix AI Network. Also another tweet here, BFU, B Furlinger, happy mainnet Matrix AI Network. That's my present for you. Looking forward to all the great stuff coming up from you combining blockchain and AI. You can read about this development on medium.com. Welcome to the Matrix AI Network. The Matrix team is thrilled to announce that the Matrix Mainnet has launched. From humble beginnings discussing a singular idea in September back in 2016 to the launch of the Mainnet in February 2019, the Matrix AI Network team has remained steadfast in the belief that whatever shortcomings exists in other blockchain solutions, they are not enough to halt a technological revolution. The Matrix AI Network team has built a high-performance blockchain that addresses the issues of speed, safety, performance, functionality, and interoperability that have consistently plagued blockchain's first two generations. So here's a screenshot of what the Matrix AI Network looks like. Hardly something that I understand, but if you want to delve more into this and take a look at this graphic in detail, as always, guys, we're going to link to all of this stuff in the description below. In other news, on altcoinbuzz.io, Opacity, aka Oyster Pearl, is ready for the future, introducing Opacity 1.0. I shouldn't say aka Oyster Pearl, but of course, this is the rebranding effort after so much drama that we've covered on this channel and that you've probably seen no doubt elsewhere. Article here from a few days ago by Luke. The development of Opacity 1.0 is in progress, and it will include a host of changes and new features that will help Opacity grow and scale for the future. After Bruno Bloch, founder of Oyster Pearl, performed an exit scam, a lot has happened with the project. The new CEO of Opacity, Jason Coppola, is ready to do what the project was all about: change the game for crypto file storage. With Jason Coppola, Opacity has an experienced new CEO that will most likely bring the project to the next level, hopefully. The name of the project might have changed, but the mission is still the same: to change the game for crypto file storage by making it easy to use and relevant for daily use. So Opacity 1.0 is being developed with the goals of the project in mind. They are the following: establish cryptocurrency tokens as a first-class citizen and primary means of exchange for doing business. Provide zero-knowledge accounts with encrypted data for file storage by default. No tracking, no personal information, no spying. Number 3, create a censorship-resistant protocol through a decentralized network. It's your data. You own it. Number 4, provide feature parity with familiar storage providers to make Opacity user-friendly. Create a platform for storage-related decentralized applications to proliferate. And finally, enable the network to be profitable, allowing it to remain healthy for the long term. You guys can read more about the initiative here in Luke's article, including what the architecture is all about, how the subscriptions, the design, the multi-file management, and the marketing will all work. Here's Luke's conclusion. If you liked Oyster Pearl before, there is enough to get excited about with Opacity. The project has the same goal as before and a new and very experienced CEO. They've got a good roadmap, a clear vision for the future. Opacity has all the ingredients it needs to find success, although as always, this is not financial advice. If you're not quite up to speed on Opacity and some of the previous developments with Oyster Pearl, we'll link to a couple of articles here. If you want to check them out, they may be useful. Article here on investinblockchain.com from back in November of last year. Oyster Protocol revamps as Opacity, sets hard fork date for November 9th. We also have news going even further back to October. This covered the exit scam. Unfortunately, that's how it happened. Oyster Pearl founder performs exit scam, talking here about Bruno Bloch and what happened. But if you're at all interested in revisiting that story, you can do so by reading this article here. And that about sums it up. Lots of news today, everybody. So do be sure you're following Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz.io on all the regular social media channels to be up to speed with new developments as they break. Make sure you're tuned into our website, as always, altcoinbuzz.io. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, smash the thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications. Check out our last couple of videos here. If you choose to invest, I wish you only the very best of luck, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Enjoy the tail end of your weekend, though. That's most important. And we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.